Thank you for your patience, everybody. Let's begin, shall we? I want to start off by going, hello everyone, and welcome back. As you may be able to tell from what's behind us today, we're ranking games. That's right. I am going to be ranking different games I've played throughout the year of 2025. Ones that I both finished and haven't finished. I'm in the middle of playing right now. Because, I want to get my opinions on things. Because, well, yeah, why not, And keep in mind, folks, these are just my opinions. Subjective, not objective. So, without further ado, let's begin, shall we? I'm going to get down to the bottom right over here. That way you all can see a little better as to what's going on. Let me actually pop up right about here. Okay, now you can actually see what's going on with each game as we get to it. All right, folks, so here's the thing. We're going to go in order of games completed this year, and the first one we completed this year was RoboQuest. We played this with our buddy Locke, and I gotta say, it's a good game. Oh my lord, it's lagging. Okay, I have so many on here, holy moly. But yeah, it's a good game, it's a good game. It's not a great or amazing game, but it's a fun game. It's a really good time, just run and gun, have some fun. Not something I'll go out of my way to play, but if I need something to relax, I'll definitely enjoy it, and it's even better with friends. Though I do think it would have been more fun if you could have gone up to 3 or 4 players. Absolutely. Next up was the second game we completed this year, which was We Did Dark Souls and Crowd Control. And folks, it's Dark Souls. Of course it's going into amazing. I would put it in superior, but with Crowd Control, oh my god, it's a bitch and a half. More so than usual, because chat really enjoyed messing with me there. I still remember at one point whenever Liari at the beginning with Taurus Demon decided to drain my HP to 1 during the Taurus Demon fight right as it was nearing death. I have not forgotten, Liari. I will remember this. But man, it was a good time. Crowd Control always makes things fun, and you'll see that I return to it a few times throughout the year because I had such a good time with it, Alright, next up is another game I played through. This one I played through for a friend called Me-Side, and it's a game where it's essentially a walking sim, and you go around, you're avoiding this yandere AI lady, and I have to say, it's okay. I'm not much for walking sims, but I understand that it's an alright game. So it's on the it's okay spectrum for me. It did not spook me at all. Which the whole point is it's a horror game. I'm supposed to get scared, but I never once did. So, that sort of beats the whole point, But yeah, all in all, decent game. It's just not my cup of tea. That said, the character design, very nice. The next game on the list is a survival horror game made in a top-down 2D pixel style, which was called Evil Tonight. It was essentially a Resident Evil Silent Hill style game, but, in the 2D setting, and honestly, it was, I'd say it was good. Now keep in mind, I'm not gonna be listing these individually per area here. I'm just gonna be putting it good, great. I'm not individually ranking these. But overall, it was a good game. Not great, but pretty good. There were some things I had issue with because after a while, it did start feeling like, felt like you were more or less just running in circles to run in circles for padding instead of actually, an actual proper reason. Like there were some points where there were keys in the game where it's thinking of, okay, yeah, but this could have been an email, we could have done, this didn't have to be all the way across the map because every time you go to one half of the map, so you have to run all the way back to the other half of the map to get the item you need and then go back to that part again. Just take 2 more steps to go, oh wait, I need another thing from that part of the map that I couldn't get before. So you go all the way across the map again. It was flawed, but it was still good. It was good. I would say, give it a try if you find it on sale. All right, next up, we have Monster Hunter Rise, which I finally finished in full this year. I finished with the final true fight against Primal Malzeno. That's his name. Primordial Malzeno, yeah. Dude. Monster Hunter Rise, it goes in superior. It is one of, if not the best Monster Hunter game I've played out of the last 3 releases. Yeah, that's a little spoiler for what's coming up ahead. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise has the mixture of everything we need. It has the faster action and combat, as well as the intensity of the original series of Monster Hunter, you know, 1 through Generations. But it has this sort of atmosphere and world building of World. So it's got the best of both worlds, and I really love it. People who quit it saying, oh, it doesn't have a big monster list to start off with, my dudes, it started off with the biggest monster roster out of all the Monster Hunter games, aside from Generations. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, all in all, people who slept on this game or quit after about maybe a few hours, yeah, they're missing out on a gold mine. And those who quit because they're thinking that it's not as good because it's more stylized and not as realistic, I'm sorry, if those graphics are the main thing keeping you away from it, you're fucking stupid. It is a superior entry. Anyhow, speaking of stylized, let's move on to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I recently replayed through this game because, well, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, was coming out. And, well, I wanted to go ahead and play this game because I enjoy Sonic Adventure 2. And, you know, I can safely say it's an amazing game. I will not say that it's superior. I do think there's some Sonic games that are better, but I still love Sonic Adventure 2 to this day. It is one of my all-time favorites. So good, so fun. Can't go wrong with it. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. We finished off the last of the Ninja Gaiden collection this year. And let me tell you, I had a fun time playing through all these. And I remember, you know, back when I first played through Razor's Edge, I really loved it the first time around. On this revisit, it's good. It's good. It's not great. It's good. It's good. Oh no, Razor's Edge isn't as good as what I remembered it being, but it's not bad either. There's a lot of things that could be changed, could be better. But for what it is, you know what? The story in it is really well done. It's probably got the best story out of the 3D games, at least out of the original 3D games. But yeah, all in all, I think it's good because the story holds up a lot, but the gameplay is what you're really there for Ninja Gaiden. What you're really playing Ninja Gaiden for is what I meant to say. You know what I meant. So I'm gonna leave it at it's good. It's good. I was tempted to bump it up the grade, but no, it's good. It's good. All right, next up, Payday 2. I went and replayed a little bit of this with my buddies Locke and Snowy earlier this year. And, well, it was definitely fun, but I realized we need a better heist game. Because, all in all, I had fun with it, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's just because I've played other heist games that are a little more in-depth where stealth is more of an option, and this one is just guns going loud all the time, guns blazing. Yeah, it's not as fun as I remembered it, but it is still a fun game. It's an okay game. It's not that great when you're playing solo, but when you have friends to play with, it's good. It's good. But again, I'm going to judge it as if people are going to be playing solo, and yeah, at that point, it's just okay. Next up, Gundam Target in Sight, also known as Gundam Crossfire, the most controversial and well, actually, it's not controversial, it's the most panned Gundam game of all time. It's great! I genuinely love this game. It's not an amazing game, it's not a superior game, but it was a damn good time. When playing it the way it was meant to be played, it is a lot of fun. I will admit that there are frame rate issues and stuff like that because it was a launch title for the PS3, and the PS3 was notoriously hard to develop for. But what the game is essentially, it's if you like Mech Assault or Armored Core, but you prefer things to be a little bit more slow and tactical, say like XCOM, then that's exactly what the game is. It is a strategy game first and foremost, but where the action stages, you are actually performing action. It is not turn-based. So you have to maintain all these things, keep on top of all of it. It's really well done, thought out. It's just that it's unfortunate that it came out as a launch title on the PS3. If it was done maybe 4 years into the PS3's life cycle instead, where they had more time to develop it, it would have been so good. So good, but unfortunately it had to release with the launch, and it is what it is. So it's not amazing, but it is a great game. And people need to stop listening to just those who are talking online and get an opinion for themselves. Next up, Monster Hunter Wilds. I will say, high rank I absolutely enjoyed. High rank was fun. Same with the free DLC that came out over time. That was fantastic. High rank in the free DLC that came out over time with the updates, absolutely fantastic. Low rank though, which is a 20-hour fucking slog of a game. It was so tedious and so piss poor that I debated on refunding Monster Hunter Wilds before getting through low rank. They gutted the soul of Monster Hunter. It's no longer about hunting monsters. It is about fighting them and being taken directly to the creature. You don't have to track them or anything like that. You're a monster fighter, not Monster Hunter. And why this big focus on, telling the story of this land the way they did with, taking away control of the player through all these big cutscenes? We don't need that. World had some cutscenes. That was fine, but the cutscenes never interrupted, actual gameplay. And whilst the gameplay was interrupted so much, no joke, I went back and counted how much time I spent in hunts and actually playing in low rank compared to cutscenes. There was maybe 15 minutes of me actually playing the game to every 3 hours. I'm sorry, but right now, with how it is and how it's busted on PC for people can't even play it because it's so badly optimized. I gotta say, high rank is good. Low rank is a get this trash out of here. However, the combined product is a thing of it flawed but has promise. Wilds needs a hell of a lot of work, and they need to ditch this, we're putting all the story first bullshit, and we're just gonna take you directly to the objectives. No, make us have the hunting experience again. That's why it's called Monster Hunter, not Monster Fighter. If we wanted that, we'd go and play a game called Monster Fighter instead, or something else, one of these other multiple Monster Hunter clones. Hell, at this point, Wild Hearts is more true to Monster Hunter than Wilds is. Anyhow, next game. We have Splintered. Now this game, we sat down and did a first impressions video of it way back when it first released into early access. And I gotta say, for a game that is very much a Dragon Quest inspired roguelike, it's a great time. I gotta put it up in great. Now, I would put up an amazing, but I haven't gone back to it since the full release yet. I want to, but I'm planning on playing through 2 more Dragon Quest games first. But Splintered was really good. Even just the early access, the first quote-unquote chapter, is the length of a full game. It was around maybe 8 hours long. That is really well done. The roguelike elements of it, so good. I absolutely love what I played. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. After this we have Castlevania, Simon's Destiny, the fan remake of Castlevania 1 in GZ Doom. It is also a great time. Well, again, I'm not ordering these in any way, so fuck it. It was just a lot of fun. They did really well on transferring everything from Castlevania to Doom. The sub-weapons all felt appropriate. The whip, once you got upgraded to max, felt like the proper length. The platforming was good and fun. Level design was fantastic. The only reason it's not an amazing is because, I don't know. There's something with it that still felt a little off, but for the most part, it was really, really well made. I can highly recommend it. Ooh, speaking of Doom-style games, Dino Trauma. This was essentially a Doom-style horror game, but with dinosaurs. The best way I can explain it is, well, just the way I did. We played through all that was available in the, at the time, current early access version. I guess I had a great time with it. I think it also goes into the great category. Let me just drop it. There we go. It also goes to the great category. It's a lot of fun. If you love Jurassic Park or say Dino Crisis, you're going to love Dino Trauma. It captures that sort of survival horror feeling from from Dino Crisis, which was always more action survival horror, but at the same time, it still feels a bit like a Doom game. So you get that nice, go around, find the key cards, get the puzzles done, and then move on type gameplay. It's so good. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. Tyrant's Realm. It's okay. No, it's flawed but has promise. And the reason I put it there is because I played through it once in early access, and it was, well, not early access, the full release, and it felt like it was still in early access. It didn't feel like everything was complete yet. The only real attack that was worth using was the heavy attack, because enemies do not get staggered in that game. And I love the aesthetics. I love the way everything looks and feels in terms of a world and stuff like that. But level design being procedurally generated and all that, they need to have more variety. We need to have better use for different types of attacks, weapons. It's the thing of once you found out the style you were going for, you pretty much never deviated. And for a roguelike, that sort of beats the point. Roguelikes are supposed to be where you adapt on the go. But this one, nah, it's flawed, but it has promise. If they keep updating it through its lifetime, I think it'd go up to being good. But for right now, it is where it is. Ooh, Castlevania, Order of Ecclesia. This game, I have a controversial opinion on, because everyone loves this game. They say it's the best of the DS trilogy. I say, it's good. It's a good game. However, the difficulty scaling in Order of Ecclesia, as someone who's played every single Castlevania game, difficulty scaling in Order of Ecclesia is a little all over the place. I love Shanoa and stuff as a character, as well as her story here. That said, she did need more personality, which I get. That's the whole part of the thing. She got amnesia and all that. But they could have, at least let her slowly get her emotions back over the course of the game instead of it being only really near the end. But all in all, the game itself, the gameplay is solid. I love the idea of the magic meter being what we use for attacks, because it means it's essentially a stamina meter at that point, which was a cool idea. And I think that was probably inspired by... Oh, did it come out before or after Dark Souls? I can't remember which. Either way, one of the two probably inspired each other. No, it was probably inspired by Kingsfield, actually, now I think about it. Because Kingsfield and Souls games, along with, Castlevania, Metroidvania was specifically, they all share the same DNA. And it's just a thing of, I love Order of Ecclesia, the way that you're going through different stages before you finally go into a giant Metroidvania castle, for Dracula's castle, all that. It's just so good. I love actually having to travel over the world before we actually get to the big set piece, We get these small ones in between. Good shit, good shit. But overall, it's good. Would have been great. But again, the difficulty balancing, the difficulty scaling, it's all over the place. Oh, next up, Devil May Cry. It's flawed but has promise. The first one, at least. It's flawed but has promise. And here's the thing. The gameplay itself is solid, but the camera angles fight you at every twist and turn. I enjoyed the game for what I had with it, the time I had with it. And if those camera angles weren't the way they were, which I get, it was a Resident Evil game transformed into a brand new franchise. I understand. But yeah, they need to evolve past those camera angles, because the way they worked in those tight corridors, stuff like that, made it really hard to get things to work properly, at least in terms of fights. And frankly, I know you can cheese it by going and doing the lightning shot while in double trigger mode, which I sort of did after a while, but all in all, the game itself, the first one is flawed but has promise. Could have been in the okay ranking if those camera angles weren't the way they were. That said, it's at least not Devil May Cry 2. All right, next up we have Rockman Dash, also known as Mega Man Legends. This is peak. This is a peak game. Oh my God, we need this game remade in the modern age, or remastered in the modern day with more modern controls. Keep the same art style. Do not change the art style. You know, expand it to where things will be loading different, you know, stuff. It's a Mega Man dungeon crawler. And it has such a good story, such a good art style. And the voice acting is really impressive, especially when you consider the fact that the person who voiced Mega Man in that game was a literal child, a teenager. Holy shit. Everyone who worked on that game did such a good job. Keiji Inafune dropped the Legends franchise after Legends 2 because he didn't believe in it anymore. But as someone else said, Keiji Inafune also made Mighty No. 9, so we don't trust Keiji Inafune at all. So, yeah, if you haven't played Mega Man Legends, go play Mega Man Legends. You'll have to get used to the controls a little bit, but it's very easy to adapt to them, and you will have a grand time. Ooh, next up is an indie game I played called Scarmond. This game was great. I had a lot of fun with it. And I was shocked to find out, you know, after my second or third stream of it, it was made in RPG Maker of all things. It doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it either. But it was, and the best way I can describe it is imagine Final Fantasy 1, but where everything is a little more streamlined. It's very interesting. It's got a lot of good stuff to it, and I really enjoyed what was there. The only thing I wasn't a fan of was after beating the final boss, how the ending went. If that ending wasn't that way, it would go up to amazing. But for me, it's a great game through and through for the most part. That ending, though, just killed me on it. It's like, ah, man, I get what they were going for. I understand it. But man, that said, I highly recommend the game. Go check it out yourself if you haven't. It's usually fairly cheap. Oh, next up is a game that Muse gifted us, Crow Country. This game was also great. I had a lot of fun with it. The only thing that kept it from being amazing is fuck the train puzzle. That puzzle fucking sucked, but the rest of the game was super good. And the fact that it looked like those pre-rendered images that they used for PlayStation 1 games and for cover arts and stuff like that, it was so much fun. I enjoyed how everything was. The atmosphere was good. The controls were fantastic. The balance between difficulty and all that was, it was just so well done. And the story, the less I say about it, the better. If you want to watch our playthrough of it, by all means, but I would recommend playing through the game yourself first. And then I found out that in the game, if you play it on easy, I found out this after, if you play through it on easy, it removes all the enemies, except for maybe the final boss, but their corpses are still lying around, which gives a brand new sense of tension to it, because think of, okay, who's been killing all these things at that point? Such a good game. Highly recommend. After that, now we have another game, Castlevania, Lament of Innocence, the very first PlayStation 2 Castlevania game. And for its launch, for its first transition into 3D on the PS2, because we're not counting 64 right now, it was amazing, honestly. Lament of Innocence is one of my favorite entries to Castlevania. It is so good. Leon Belmont's story plays out like an old stage play. It is so well done. And getting the origin for why the Belmont clan is hunting Dracula, how the vampire killer came to be, it's so good. There's so much to the story of this. And that's not even touching on the gameplay. The gameplay is more or less a hybrid of Castlevania 64, but with Devil May Cry added into it. People like to say, oh, God of War ripoff, God of War ripoff. No, this game came out before God of War. God of War stole from this game. And let me tell you, while there's some things that are dated, like the rooms that you constantly get locked in until you kill all the enemies, you know, a little bit of date like that, that's just of its time. And all in all, the game is fantastic. It is phenomenal. I would love to play it again. And it's just, I need to have a way to play it on modern hardware, because unfortunately, I had to go and play it on the Classic Selection through the PS3 because this game is still not on modern hardware yet. We need that to change. Konami, if you're hearing me, we need a 3D collection for Castlevania. Give us Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness, and then give us Castlevania 64 and Castlevania 64, whatchamacallit, the expansion, the remake of it, you know? Give us those 4 games and add in Harmony of Despair. God damn it. All right. Now we're moving on to Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This game, I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the setting. I understand why so many people sing Oblivion's praises. The dungeons were so good. The puzzles were fun. But god damn, the game did not let me finish it because it nuked the main character that we had to get to the end from the world. He literally vanished from the entire game. And because of that bug, that was apparently a bug with the original version too, and the fact that you cannot fix it without console commands, and we played it on PS5, it's only going in the good category for me. Only going in good. I know a lot of people love the game. I know my buddy Eve loves the game, and I understand why, but that glitch killed me. Oh, it broke my heart. Because I put so many hours in the game, I was having so much fun, and then the game literally hard locked me from completing it because of how buggy of a mess it is. Good game, but it needs a lot of fixing. Alright, next up, Devil May Cry 2. This ain't great. It's not trash, but it's not great either. I'd say it's on this ain't great. It does bring in the style that Devil May Cry would have. It gave it to where everything was a little bit more flashy and had a lot more flair to it. That I will give it, and it improved on the camera angles a lot too. Because while it was still set camera angles, it was more zoomed out, the camera would pan with you. It fixed a lot, except for the fact that the combat was dull as shit. It was literally press square to win the game. All you had to do was shoot your guns. You didn't need to do your sword skills or anything like that. I did just to get some more variety because I was tired of hitting square all the time. But oh my lordy, the game is dull. And the story ain't nothing to write home about either. It's thinking of, okay, I finished Dante's story. Oh, there's this other character I can play as their story? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Nah, I'm moving on. Again, it's not a horrible game. It's not trash. But it's one that, just like with Devil May Cry 1, watch a YouTube video on it. You don't need to play it. You don't need to play it. Ooh, and now for some good stuff. You know where this is going. We had Bloodstained randomized this year, which we did with crowd control. Man. This game also goes in superior. Bloodstained is just a peak game. It took everything I love from the Metroidvania genre, from Castlevania specifically, those entries, and just enhanced it 10,000-fold. And with the crowd control and the randomization, oh yes and thank you. I love that shit. Good stuff, good stuff. It will always be at the top of my list. Unless the new game coming out, the Scarlet, Scarlet whatchamacallit. Unless that game is just as good with more quality of life updates, and you know, if the new one is even better, then that might top the original Bloodstained. But for me right now, the original Bloodstained is Chef's Kiss. Norikago. This was a game I was sponsored to play, and I got my buddy Lockin on with me. It was a good game. Had a fun time. It wouldn't be as good solo, but playing with a buddy, which it's a game that's meant to be played with friends. It's a good time. You're going around exercising yokai and such, and just the way it works is super fun. You have to communicate with your allies really well. And I think it's probably better with 3 or 4 people, but even just 2, it's a grand time. Highly recommend. Now, I was surprised to find out it was an anime game. Huh. It's just one of those things of, well, what do you know? All right. Devil May Cry 3. Well, you might not be surprised with how I judge Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2. I also fall into the crowd of Devil May Cry 3. They did good. It goes on good. Not great, but they did good. It's a massive step up from Devil May Cry 1 and 2. Massive step up. That said, I don't feel like they hit their stride with this yet. I still need to play 4 and 5, which I will be getting to. But they found the feel they want for it here. You can definitely tell they finally found the feel they want for it. That said, the locked camera angles and stuff like that still hinder it a little bit, even if they are better because they're done more the way that 2 was done with the, fixed camera angles. But there are some things that were just sort of, I guess, a little grindy is the best way to put it, which is weird to say because it's an action game. But some things did feel a little grindy, and the game went on a little too long. It overstayed its welcome. Otherwise, if it was maybe an hour shorter, it would have gone up to great. But yeah, there's definitely still more work that they need to do on it, and I'm hoping to see that come to fruition in Devil May Cry 4 when I finally get to it. Castlevania Circle the Moon, a cult classic on the Game Boy Advance that I absolutely lost my nostalgia for when I played through it again, because every single thing in that game is based on RNG, meaning, oh my lord, if you're not grinding, you're not having a good time. You're going to be miserable because of how the difficulty spikes over and over, and if you aren't getting the drops you need, you are going to be miserable. This game, it's in the same vein as Devil May Cry 2 for me. There was promise for it, and such that I see, but the level design, not too good. The grind is obnoxious. And just overall, I understand that people love it, but when you play it and realize that everything is built upon RNG, such as there's no shop. You have to get all your healing items from just RNG drops, or, going to a save point. However, the way everything's done with the difficulty spikes, you never know when you need that. And God forbid you never get any antidotes. If you don't get a single antidote in the entire game, you are fucked. You are just fucked, because there's so many things that can kill you from poison after you get to a certain point. And enemy patterns, they're not well placed. You can tell the Castlevania 64 team worked on it. You can. And they wouldn't work on another game after this because they would be disbanded because, yeah, their work ain't that great. The only cool thing about Circle the Moon is the DSS system. And the art style is pretty nice too, but overall, nah man, this ain't it. It ain't great. However, what is great is Astalon, Tears of the Earth. In fact, I would say this game is amazing. It's an 8-bit Metroidvania that takes its inspiration more from MSX games like Nightmare 2. And oh my lord, it's so good. The way that you go through it, getting upgrades, every time you die, you get to make yourself stronger. Or you could just go through and get good by grabbing items and relics. You don't have to use the upgrades from death. It's just, there's so much here. And the fact that you have 3 characters to play as, you have the mage, you have the warrior, you have the archer, and then you get more characters along the way too if you do play your cards right. I'm not gonna say what, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, because I think you should play this game for yourself. It's just really well made. The colors are bright and vibrant. The level design is chef's kiss. The only thing keeping it from being superior is I do think there are a few times where it's thinking of, okay, where the fuck do I go? And I don't mean the way that's a good way. There are sometimes there's a thing of, okay, I'm looking at the map, but there need to be some more indicators so I can know where the hell to go on the map. You know, little markers for when I see things. Which, if you get the upgrades after death, you can get some of those markers. But I think that should have just been a built-in feature, not something that you have to upgrade yourself to get. That said, all in all, amazing game. Absolutely recommend. Absolutely recommend. All right, another game that we played this year. Fubuki, Zero In on Hollow Earth. Game? Not game. Oh, the website froze. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go, I think. There we are, okay. God, I have so many thumbnails on this, the whole site froze. All right, Zero In on Hollow Earth. It plays very much like a, sort of like Mega Man Zero, but at the same time not. It's a little more loosey-goosey with it. So you can get away a lot with it, with a lot in this that you couldn't in, say, the Mega Man franchise, but overall it's a fun time, it's a fun time. I'd say this is a great game. Oh, Christ. There we go. Yeah, this is a great game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with it. I know nothing about Hololive still to this day, but all in all, good time. I had fun. Ooh, Dark Cloud. This game right here, I also will put into the great category. In fact, I'm gonna put it over here just because I do not care to deal with the thing scrolling on me. All right, it goes in the great category because I had a lot of fun with it. I really did. However, there were some things where it's thinking of, okay, it dragged on a little too long. It overstayed its welcome a little bit. I love the game, but it overstayed its welcome a little bit. I think the game could have done with maybe the last dungeon. The last dungeon could have dealt with less floors. I think because every dungeon, except for the last one, was around 20 floors. Around 20 floors. And it got to the point to where it was thinking of, okay, I get it. Can we move on? Because I was just doing the same thing over and over again. And with it being a roguelike dungeon crawler, that you know, you can have fun with that. I had fun with that. But they need to do it differently. I think it should have been first dungeon, maybe have that be, you know, 5 to 8 floors. Second dungeon, 10 floors. Third dungeon, let's go up to maybe 15 floors. Fourth dungeon, go up a little bit more, maybe to no, I'd say having it at 15 floors would be good. And then the final dungeon, they could have made 20 floors. Actually, I think the final dungeon was more than that even. But yeah, it's just overall, it needs some work done, but it is a great game. And I enjoyed my time with it thoroughly. It's just that it overstayed its welcome a little bit. Just a little bit. Ah, speaking of fun times, we got Elden Ring Night Rain. This game is... it's great. It's great. I would put it on amazing, but for 99.9% of my time with the game, I've had to play it solo. And that is a multiplayer game. As a playing it single player, it's great, but you can tell that there's something missing. You can feel that it's missing the other players. And whenever I'm playing it with other people, then it's amazing, but I rarely got to. So for me, it's only on great because I only got to have the single player experience. And the only times I really had to play it multiplayer were the few times on stream that I got to, you know, the collabs. One time I went over to Liari's stream and we beat the final boss on her stream and co-op over there. And then one time whenever I saw that Eve and Aika were playing it in Discord, and I joined them for that, which that was the most fun I had with it, because my God, those two are hilarious. I wish the game could have been 4 players so that I could have played with Eve, Aiko, and Amalia, you know, because I enjoy all three of them. They're great people. But it is what it is, you know? But yeah, it's a great game. It definitely has its own feel to it. It's more action-y and a lot more intense that way, which it needs to be because it's sort of this pseudo battle royale roguelike type thing. But I love what it is. I love what it is. I just wish I got to play it multiplayer more. Because after a while, you feel very lonely playing it solo. All right, looks like we're on to the Rogue Prince of Persia. I played through the early access of this early on in this year. And let me tell you, this game's amazing. It's amazing. It's Dead Cells, but with Prince of Persia. Which is not surprising. It's being made by the Dead Cells team. Of course, it's just gonna be Dead Cells over again. And Dead Cells is amazing. So, yeah, if you love Dead Cells, play the Rogue Prince of Persia. It's a little weird to me that we have to go ahead and use the joystick to move on a 2D action platformer. But all in all, you get used to it, and it is so much fun. Go give it a play. Castlevania Lords of Shadow, a game that is very divisive among people. But after I played through it again for stream, or for the channel in general, because I've played it on my own a long time ago, and replaying it, I can still stand by my statement that it is peak. Lords of Shadow 1 is fantastic. People, again, they say, oh, God of War clone, God of War clone. Yeah, it took some inspirations from God of War, such as the brutality in it. But it's more of an evolved form of the combat from Lament of Innocence. And I already told you Lament of Innocence was amazing. So to evolve that combat even more and give it such a good story. Oh, I loved it so much. The set pieces, the story, the gameplay. There is no part about it that I hate. Hell, even though I had to censor it, I love the fact that we can summon a demon with calamity memories to destroy our enemies. You know, that is amazing. And let me tell you, it's such a good game. I know people are torn on it because it's a reboot. But all in all, as its own thing, as a standalone alternate universe Castlevania series, it is a fantastic entry. I love Lords of Shadow 1. It is so well made. And I think people need to actually sit down and get their own opinion on it instead of regurgitating what people said back in the past. Namely, they regurgitate what JonTron said. And as we all know, that was during the era of YouTube where people just hated on things for clicks. That's the way it was back then. That's how you did content. You hated on something, even if it was undeserved. And yeah, in this case, the hate on the game was completely undeserved. If you have not played this game for yourself, folks, it's usually fairly cheap on Steam. Play it with a controller, because it is built around playing with a controller, but yeah, play it. If you can find it on special, go for that. It's a good time. I know for a fact that if you play through it yourself, you will end up finding yourself loving it. Zelda Randomized. I felt pain with how our thing ended. With how it soft locked us and then it reset 3 hours worth of progress. And it's just thinking of, no, we were done with that run. I might try to get another time, but for right now, I will say it was great. I had fun, but next time I'm not hitting the just fuck me up button. I had so much fun. There were so many good moments. I loved it, but it's not amazing. It's just great. We also played through Jurassic Park on the Genesis, and this game, I enjoy it myself, but I will say that it's just okay. It's just okay. It's a good Jurassic Park game for the time. I enjoyed the gameplay of it, but it's one of those where, yeah, you can see the cracks in it. You can see the faults. The only thing keeping it from flawed but has promise is because I have nostalgia for it. And the fact that in the collection that came out, you can rewind whenever things are unfair. And just sort of a, ooh, gotcha moment, you know? And now it comes to peak. This game, it's okay. I have fun with it. It's a good time to play with friends. I wouldn't ever play it solo. It's not that great. It's not that great solo, but it's fun with friends, and yeah, I had some laughs. I don't know if I'll ever play it again because I don't know if any of my friends want to play it again. I mean, if any of my friends want to, I'll join them. But it seems like everyone outgrew Peak pretty quick. Everyone sort of outgrew it really quick. It might just be that, you know, as it's called, friend slot games genre, you know, like Lethal Company, Repo, Peak, and all that. I think it's getting to the point where people are going, okay, been there, done that, we need a little more substance to it now. And I agree. I do enjoy things where you can just jump and have fun with your friends. That is always good. But we do need more substance to it now. We need a little bit more substance. And until companies evolve the formula a little more, it's going to be, it's gonna be sort of a hindered genre until then. We need to evolve past just basic Lethal Companies type stuff. We need to go further. We need to have an end game for these games, you know? Peak does have an ending in which you reach the peak, but it's one of those things of, okay, but what else is there going up to it, you know? There's got to be a little more bite to these games. That's what I'm getting at. And I do think it will happen within maybe the next year even. I'm looking forward to that. Next up, Final Fantasy, the Pixel remaster that we played. I love this game. I think it is amazing. Now, is it a perfect game? No, absolutely not. It is one that is more or less, if you enjoy massive openness in your games where you can just go around, do as you want, but at the same time there is still a main story to follow, this is the way to go about it. I think the only thing that really hinders Final Fantasy 1 is, well, okay, some people will say that the spell slot system wasn't needed. I like spell slots, they're good. So that's more of a subjective thing. The MP version on the GBA port was also really nice, but the spell slots were better in my opinion. However, the one thing I will agree is the biggest thing hindering Final Fantasy 1, there's no side quest. There's no side questing to do, except for one, which is to get the Rat's Tail to upgrade yourself with Bahamut. Aside from that, there's no side quest. Everything is more or less mandatory. So, yeah. It's a great game. I love making my own characters, my own party in games like these, as well as, you know, just open exploration. I love it. But sometimes a few extra side quests can help, you know? It goes a long way. Ooh, next up is He Is Coming. This game is also great. It's not amazing, but it's great. It's a fun game. It's an auto battler where it's sort of an auto battler deck builder where you have your character and you go around turn-based fighting enemies to upgrade not only yourself, but also to get more items so that you can stack on abilities and such, test things out. And there's so much to it. I can't really go too much more into depth because it's hard to explain. But more or less, you're building yourself up through the day to fight a boss at night, which you already know the stats of, you know, during the day and everything. So you're building up to that, and you're hoping your build that you build up will be good enough not just for that boss, but whatever boss comes next, because the boss of the third night is the true one you have to fight, the big one. And if your build was good enough to beat the first two bosses, the bosses of night 1 and night 2, it may not be good enough to beat the boss of night 3. You may have to change your plans on the fly. And it's just such a unique game. I really enjoyed how it played. Really enjoyed it. It was sort of like a roguelike puzzle game. Roguelike puzzle deck builder. There we go. That's the way I can explain it. Ender Magnolia. This game, it fixed the map that Ender Lilies had. However, Ender Lilies was better in terms of gameplay. I'm gonna be honest, Ender Magnolia, It's good. It's only good. I like that the map was fixed, but the difficulty spike in certain areas, it's the sort of the same problem I have with Order of Ecclesia, except for that you can't really upgrade yourself in the same way that you can in a normal Metroidvania. Yeah, there's level ups and stuff, but it's just, you're held back a lot more in the Ender games, like Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia. You're held back a lot more. It's got a lot more Metroid in its DNA than Castlevania. And because of that, while I love Metroid, Metroid is one of my all-time favorite franchises, it's trying to be too much Metroid while its level and world design is more Castlevania, which doesn't always necessarily mix well. The only other games I can think that do that are, say, well, I can't really think of too many more, actually. And the reason I say that this doesn't always mix well, because it can mix well. The fact is, with how the abilities are and how the enemies are, they make you feel weaker than an infant at so many points. You'll be leveling up, and you think, okay, the game's balanced at first. You think, okay, the game's hard at first, but as we level up, it's going to get more balanced. And for a while, it does. Then suddenly, you walk down just the wrong corridor, difficulty spike. To the point to where, even though you feel like maybe you're not supposed to go that way yet, you are supposed to go that way. It's just that unless you grinded maybe 10, 15 levels, you're not going to be ready for it. And it's thinking of, yeah, it's just, they need to have it balanced out, because the main thing you're getting through the game is you're getting upgrade abilities and stuff like that, which normally is really cool. But getting those abilities doesn't really do much whenever everything just jumps up in difficulty and you're still so completely underpowered to fight them. And here's the thing, I kill every enemy along the way while I'm going through. So I'm doing what I need to be leveled for the areas. So it's a good game. Ender Lilies was better in the difficulty and balancing, though. It just was. Ender Magnolia, good game, but still flawed. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Talking about difficult games, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. This game was amazing. I loved this game. It was back to true to form for the original Ninja Gaiden style on the NES and Super Nintendo. Oh, it was so good. It has quality of life changes. And you could tell the devs really loved the 2D action platformer genre. It was so good. So good. I cannot recommend enough. It's a short game. You can beat it in maybe 2 to 4 hours. But, oh, it feels so good to play. It just feels so good to play. If you understand what Ninja Gaiden was like back in the day, that's all I gotta say. It's that, but with quality of life. Go play this. Go play this. I need to take a sip of my tea real quick. Give me a moment. Alright, next up is Azaron, the Demon Bottle. This game was essentially a Zelda 1 style clone, but with some different quality of life changes, such as being able to move and attack diagonally and stuff like that. Also had a fair chunk of puzzles to it, which I really enjoyed. I mean actual puzzles, not just push block puzzles, but puzzles. This right here was great. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. And as a cheap little, what was it, maybe $3 to $5 game at the time I think it was, it's really well made. I highly recommend it. Pick it up, it's a good time. Yeah, that's all I can say. Pick it up. I'm looking forward to the next game that's gonna be more Ocarina of Time inspired. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. This game, it's great. It's not as good as Curse of the Moon 1, nor is it as good as Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And here's the thing, I do like a lot of the changes they made in Curse of the Moon 2, but like with Dark Cloud, it overstayed its welcome at a point. because you have to beat the game not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times before you've actually beaten it. And you don't even get the real ending unless you go and beat the final stage without getting any allies. You have to go and do it on your own, which sort of beats the whole point of the gameplay that you had through the rest of the game. You know? It's just that last stage with its severe lack of checkpoints. It's just, it was rough. I felt great when I beat it finally, but that last stage was, no, that last stage wasn't it. All in all, though, I gotta say it's a great game. I'd say Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 1 is better than it, only slightly. But Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 is still a great game. And continuing on with Castlevania-style games, we got Tozia Nights. This game is an independent game that plays like a Classicvania title, and we went and did a first impressions video with it a few months back, and, well, I'd say it's a good game. It's a little janky, but you know, it's made by it's a solo dev game, so you know what, that's to be expected, a little bit of jank. All in all, though, I had a fun time with it. It's a good Classicvania-like. It's not amazing, it's not great, but it's good. It's good. And I know there's a sequel that came out that I want to get to eventually, because I want to see what they learned after their first game and how they went in enhancing their development style. Next up, we finally finished Shovel Knight Dig this year. Shovel Knight Dig, it's a good game. It's your roguelike, action platformer roguelike. It's a fun time. I enjoy those. I will say, it's one of those things where I enjoyed it, but I didn't go back and play it over and over again like I did all the other roguelikes I have. I think it's just sort of missing that little spice that other roguelikes have in them. Still a good game. I love what I played there. But once I beat it, it was thinking of, okay, I think I'm done. All right, next up. Oof, God, we got so many things here, lordy. Next up is Crescent Tower. Folks, this was my indie game of the year. It's going superior. It is Final Fantasy meets wizardry, and just, oh my lord. It is so good. I love making my own characters. I love just playing it the way... There's so much in this game. It feels like a giant open world of exploration despite just being a single dungeon, a single tower that you explore only a few floors of. There's so much there to enjoy. Secrets around every corner. And just... I never felt bored. I never felt bored during it. And the way they did the classes and how they enhanced the magic systems, like they gave a way to restore spell slots even. That's it, they had spell slots too, but they gave a way to restore those instead of just having it being a thing of once you use them, you gotta rest, you know? It was so good. I can't really say much more about it because the story, while it's there, it's not at the forefront. But man, it was such a good time. And the final floor of the dungeon, it was rough. It was really rough. I had to back out of the final floor and come back to it multiple times. But it never felt unfair. It was always super fun to go through. And let me tell you, I really, really hope that there's a sequel or DLC for this game so I can play through it again. All right, Whistler Mountain Outbreak. This game is... it's good. I like the game, but it's a game where it's great if you're playing it with friends, but if you're playing it solo, it's good. It's good. I've noticed that a lot about a lot of these games here. A lot of the multiplayer ones, you need them with friends. But all in all, you know, for a game that's inspired by Resident Evil Outbreak and just going for the top-down isometric perspective, it's really well made. It's really well done. It's just, you know, as it is, it's a thing where you more or less need to play it with other people if you want to have a grand time with it. You'll have a good time if you love Resident Evil, just in general, but it needs that multiplayer experience. Go check it out. Try it for yourself. And remember, as long as one person buys it, there's a friends pass, so other friends can just join you for free. Next up, we played through Castlevania Portrait of Ruin doing a Nightmare difficulty challenge, which is where I put it on the level 1 difficulty, where we were playing on hard mode, max level 1. We could not get any higher. We had to use all of our stuff as we came across it. We had no abilities, we had no weapons. Well, we had weapons, it's just the thing of we only used what we picked up, really. And it's just, oh my lordy. I had to strategize so much. But all in all, on this challenge run, I can still say it was an amazing experience. 100%. Amazing experience I had with this game. Portrait of Ruin is by far the best of the DS games. Or, if you're playing it on the Dominus Collection, best out of those games on the Dominus Collection. Highly recommended. I will always say play Portrait of Ruin. It is a good time. Speaking of will always play, Resident Evil 2, we played this in first person. It goes up in peak. The Resident Evil 2 remake is amazing. It is definitely a superior game. Resident Evil 2, we modded it to play in first person, and it was still just as good. And we got to see so many more details that you couldn't see in third person. It was so much fun. Such a good challenge run. Might have made some people motion sick with how I play, but it worked, didn't it? Anyhow, please, 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 if you haven't played Resident Evil 2's remake at this point, 1, what are you doing with your life? And 2, please go play it. Ooh, next up, Zelda Ancient Dungeon. This goes into the... I'd say goes into the great category. It's essentially, you're playing in a dungeon that goes up to 255 floors, I think it was. I can't remember. We beat it this year. And it's Zelda 1 made to a roguelike. I had a lot of fun. That's all I gotta say. I wish there were more biomes than just the color palette changing and sometimes flashbanging me. But it is what it is. They use what assets were there from Zelda 1. Good stuff. It's a great time. Oh, and now we have Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles, the PSP remake of Rondo of Blood. My friends, once you play this version, you can't go back. This is amazing. This right here is the better way to play Rondo of Blood, in my opinion. It makes things a lot more clear, and just, there's so much fun there. There's so much fun to be had. And frankly, if you haven't played Rondo of Blood, this is a good way to get into it, because it has... The storyline is more laid out for everybody. You got the Annette storyline, you got the Maria storyline, so on and so forth. But it's Rondo of Blood. Just streamlined and with 2.5D. It's really cool. Highly recommended. Go for it. Another game we played was a fan remaster of Super Mario Bros., the first one, as well as the Lost Levels. I gotta say, it's Mario. It's a good time. It goes on good. The fan remaster is by far the best way to play the original Mario Brothers game, as well as Lost Levels. That said, it's still the original Mario Brothers game and Lost Levels. It's a good time, but it's not a great time. It's the thing if you play through it once and you go, okay, I'm done. It's a fun time. It's Mario. It's Mario. Next up is another fan remake, Metroid Planets. This was when we were playing it solo. We played the remake of Metroid because there were two different modes. There was a multiplayer mode and stuff like that, and a solo mode, but the multiplayer I saved for, well, we'll get to that later. But the single player mode, which is a remake of Metroid 1, that's a 1-to-1 remake just with a map, an actual map feature. That is all we ever needed in the original Metroid. Yeah, that bumped up from being flawed but promised to being a great time. I enjoyed playing through this. I actually think I preferred it more than Zero Mission, which is crazy to say. But yeah, Metroid Planets, the solo experience going through the original Metroid with a map and everything, Suppose such fluid animations and all this, so many quality. It's good. Go give it a go if you haven't. You won't regret it. Next up, the original Shantae. I had not played through the original Shantae before. I played through Pirate's Curse, Risky's Revenge, Half Genie Hero, and I got most of the way through the Seven Sirens, but I never played this one before, the original Shantae. So I went back to see what the original one was all about. Mr. Bozon, I'm sorry, but the original Shantae, the first game, get this trash out of here. The first game absolutely fucking sucks. I will never touch again. I wish I could get my money back, but I did play through the entire game. I got some content out of it. It is what it is. The original Shantae, it is very, very flawed and buggy, but I can see the vision they're going with. I'm glad they went and continued even afterwards. But let me tell you, the first game for the Game Boy Color, hell no. Watch a playthrough, do not play it yourself. Because it was bad with a capital B. However, one of the sequels, Shantae Risky's Revolution, the game that chronologically comes after the second game, but is the most recent game of the franchise. This was amazing. I had a grand time with that. It was a good game, really good. I'm so glad they kept with the series and just built upon everything as it kept going, because Risky Revolution was such a fun time. It's a Metroidvania, but without the Castlevania elements. It is just stage to stage, and you get upgrades, but there's also no spikes and difficulties from enemies, so it's more Metroid than anything else. And yeah, it's good. It's a lot of fun. I say give it a go. It's a Game Boy Advance game that never got released until here recently, and they made sure it was the way they want it to be. Ooh. Next up is Chrono Gear, Warden of Time. God, I need to get rid of some of these things so I can actually see more. This right here, really good game. I had so much fun with it. I would say that I had more fun with it than I did with even Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It goes in superior. Galaxy Trail, they knocked it out of the park. It's like Freedom Planet, but with Mega Man Zero mixed in. And so you got speed, you got good combat, you got good gameplay. Level design was fantastic. I didn't have a single complaint through it, except for maybe the fact that the dialogue sections took a little too long. Overall, it is a solid game, really good. Really fucking good. It stands up there superior to a lot of things I played this year. Go give it a go. And again, this is for someone who doesn't know HoloLive. I know it's a HoloLive game, but I know nothing about HoloLive. So, yeah. You can take that purely at face value of this is how I feel of it as a game on its own. Good shit. Good shit. Now we're back to Shantae again, because I took a break from Shantae to do Chrono Gear. Shantae, Risky's Revenge. This game right here, it's okay. It wasn't great, but it's okay. It got the job done. It's a giant leap above the original Shantae. So they finally started finding their stride here. They made it to where they found out what they need to do. But from here on forth, they need to evolve upon it. Because while the game is good, it's only okay. I will never replay Shantae Risky's Revenge. It's one of those games where it's thinking of, okay, I played it, I'm done, I'm all right. And that's sort of where it got left off, you know? I still need to go back and stream Pirate's Curse, Half Genie Hero, and then Seven Sirens. We still have 3 games in there to go. But I've been taking a break from Shantae because while I planned on doing a marathon, my god, the games are long. I forgot how long they are. But yes. Next up, friends. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. This game right here, I had so much fun with it. No doubt in my mind that it's better than Mario Kart World. I know people love Mario Kart World, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is better. The gameplay is just more fun. The selection of characters, there's someone that everyone can enjoy. The fact that it's constantly getting more updates, a lot of them free. And then we also have more courses come by. I love the transitions between different stages, you know, on the laps. So good. It's just, the game is definitely better with friends, and I've really only gotten to play with friends once or twice. Most of the time I've just been playing solo. But even as just a solo experience, I would say this game is amazing. It's a fantastic racing game. If you love kart racers, go give Sonic Racing Cross Worlds a try. Just not the Switch version. The Switch version is inferior to all other versions. I hate saying that, but it's true. But yeah, just a grand old time. I'm still playing it off on my own time from time to time. You know, that's how much fun I'm having with it. Bloodborne. All right, I played through this again this year. And I gotta say, I have a controversial opinion. The base game of Bloodborne, that's fun. I love the base game of Bloodborne. The DLC of Bloodborne, absolute fucking garbage. Because of the DLC, they, again, I've said before during the stream, I'll say it again here, FromSoft wanted to fix a lot of the bugs and stuff that were on it, as well as the imbalancing that they realized they had flubbed a few numbers, but Sony never let them fix it. They said, no, you released DLC, you're not touching it anymore. So I blame Sony for it not being great on the DLC. The base game is good as well. I really do love the base game, but I don't like that it went to the Cosmic Horror. I was hoping for more of a Gothic horror with it. So all in all, I'll say Bloodborne is... it's not superior. I don't even think I'd put it on amazing because of the DLC. I'm gonna put it on to great. It's a great game, but there's so many things that just bog it down for me. Namely the fact that Sony fucked over FromSoft and didn't let them fix the things that they wanted to fix, you know? Because, yeah, the base game's good, DLC trash, and people can fight me on that all they want. It's okay. They're allowed to be wrong. However, now we're onto The Last Faith, a Metroidvania that plays very much like Bloodborne itself. And this game gave me what I wanted out of Bloodborne. This is a fantastic game. This is an amazing time. A 2D Metroidvania that has Bloodborne-style gameplay, leveling and all that, but sticks with the Gothic horror. It's got a little bit of Eldritch, but that's more on the sideline. It doesn't switch over to it. The Eldritch is more of a subplot, not an overarching plot. It kept to the Gothic horror, to the entire thing. The gameplay was solid, multiple different weapon styles to use based on whether or not you're doing, you know, strength, dex, or whatever type of build you want to go with. It's just, there is so much good here. It is exactly what I wanted Bloodborne to be. The only thing that's a problem with it is the fact that you can't change your screen resolution or mode. It is always full screen, whatever screen you have it on. You do need dual monitors if you want to play it and have another window open at the same time. So keep that in mind. Alright, now we're back to Metroid Planets, but this is the co-op mode. The co-op mode that we played that was going through the roguelike generated maps for Metroid Planets. My friends, procedurally generated roguelike maps for Metroid, completely randomized, and being able to play it in multiplayer, this was absolutely amazing. I love playing it with Osamu, Locke, Madman. I need to get the lot of us together to play it again sometime because I want to play so much more of it. It was so much fun, even if that last world pissed us the fuck off because we couldn't find some things, to the point where I said, you know what? I'm not going to tell them I'm fighting Mother Brain. I'm just going to kill this thing and get us out of here. But man, we had so much fun with it. It was so good. Highly recommend Metroid Planets for the multiplayer randomized mode alone. Please go check it out. Ooh, another game. This one was gifted to us by our buddy Foxy Kuro. No, I'm not a human. This game, I think it was great. I wouldn't say that it's up in the amazing category because, you know, once you play through it once and get an ending, you're more or less good. You've sort of seen all there is. And what an ending we got. Apparently I got one of the secret endings. I didn't know that, but it was a fun ending. And I had a good time with it. I love doing the social deduction element of this. And just having to pick and choose my battles on who do I blast, who do I talk to, who do I send to whatchamafuckit. You know, it was really good. It was a solid horror game experience. But it is a one and done. And because it's a one and done, that's why it sticks in the great category and doesn't go up to amazing for me. For me, a game that goes to the amazing category or higher also needs to be replayable. You know? And no, I'm not a human. While a fantastic game. And again, thank you for getting it for me, Kuro. I appreciate it. It is definitely a one and done. Some people want to go and get all the different endings, but most people are going to just play through once and then say, okay, I had a fun time, I'm done. Let's move on to the next thing. Ah, yes, next up, Phantasy Star, the original one for the Sega Master System. Not the Genesis, the Master System. We did play the Ages version, so I did have a little bit of an easier time with mapping things out, but dudes, the original Phantasy Star is a... for me, personally, my opinion, I'm putting it into amazing. I love this game. I had so much fun with it. For most people, it'll be either a great or a good. But because I love dungeon crawlers, and Phantasy Star has both overworld map exploration, and then when you go into a dungeon, it goes to first-person dungeon crawling, where you actually have to map things out yourself and navigate. I love that so much, and the gameplay is solid. It's classic turn-based JRPG goodness. It's just a grand time. The story, you go through it, and you go through it pretty quick. There's some side quests you can do to make yourself more powerful. It's just... it is everything an RPG needs to be. And the uniqueness of being able to go first person for the dungeons and then, you know, overworld basic map view for, you know, for exploration that way. And the setting of going between planets, it's not just strictly fantasy, it is sci-fi fantasy. Fantasy with a PH, as in a PhD. It is so good. I highly recommend people try it. And it is a dated style. It is an old game. So not everyone will enjoy it the way I do. But I do say I recommend playing it, especially if you can get it on sale. The Sega Ages version is the best way to play it, by the way, because it does come with an auto mapper. But yeah, good game. Give it a go if you can. Ah, co-op kaiju horror cooking. This game right here. I had so much fun playing it with Muse and Vana. Oh man. I think I enjoyed it so much because I was laughing with both of them the entire time. I mean, I didn't even have to do any commentary really that entire playthrough because I could just let those two yap and they make the content for me. But all in all, the game, it's a good game. It's a good game. It's one of those things where I won't be playing it solo, but with friends, I will always enjoy it. I will always have a fun time. Especially when I'm playing with such good friends as those two. That's right, we went through Sonic Superstars again, but this time with crowd control. This was a great time. I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. Y'all made me want to yeet myself off a cliff every once in a while with the crowd control there, but I had a fun time. I enjoyed it. It's sad that the crowd control wasn't fully functioning with everything on it. Like the character swaps weren't all working. Most of them, a chunk of them were, but not all of them, which was sad. But overall, it was a fun time. It was a fun time. The crowd control functionality, though, it needs to be fixed. All right, next up, House of Necrosis. This right here is, it's Rogue, but with the Resident Evil coat of paint. It is a, I think I'll put it into good on the category. I think it's a good game. It's a good game. But that's mostly because once I played through at a set point, and I realized that I was not seeing anything new changing throughout, I went, okay, I've seen what I need to see. I had fun here. I enjoyed it. I love the game, but I don't really think I'm going to pick it back up anymore now. I got my enjoyment out of it, and I'm done. But all in all, if you enjoy games sort of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or the original Rogue, as well as the theming of Resident Evil, the horror theming, absolutely you will enjoy this. 100%. I could highly recommend it for as cheap of a price as it is. Next up, Pokemon Legends ZA, Pokemon Pizza. Pokemon Pizza. Okay. Controversial opinion. A lot of folks say this game is trash purely because of the graphics, and they don't like the fact that the gameplay has changed to more of an ATB system. Me, I say, yeah, the graphics could have been better, but I had a grand time with this. I'm gonna put this on great. I think it's a great game. It's definitely not worth $70, but I'd say it's still a full price game, you know, around $60. $60 would have been okay. I would have felt better at $60. But the gameplay is fun. I love moving around. The story was actually good, and I actually remember and give a damn about all the characters. It was the Pokemon Z that we never got, and while it's stuck in one city, they made sure that the city is so massive and expanded upon that, you know, you don't really feel like you're missing out too much on things. It's a great game. The multiplayer needs some balancing, because once people got their alphas with, you know, their alpha megas and stuff like that, it's thinking of, okay, yeah, the meta's just them spamming that, but hey, and the multiplayer, I still got up to A rank without using megas or alphas. Sorry, not megas or alphas. I did have to use megas, but I didn't use any alphas. So, haha, it's doable. But yeah, all in all, good game. People are a little too harsh on it, but I do agree that it's not worth $70. It is a $60 game at most. But yeah, good game, and I love the new battle system because it's ATB. And it actually made it to where attacks that were useless in other games finally have a use again. So, yeah. Good stuff. Alright, we're getting near the end. Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate HD. Well, y'all know how I feel about Metroidvanias, and y'all know how I feel about Lords of Shadow. I will say, this game, not as good as Lords of Shadow 1, but it is an amazing game. So I would put it right here on amazing. It's more straightforward. You really don't need to explore despite it being a Metroidvania. It is more, the combat is Castlevania, but the gameplay style is more Metroid, where it's your abilities that you find that really power you up, not really levels. But the enemies and zones are balanced around that, so it works really well. I'd say give it a go if you haven't. It's usually fairly cheap, just like Lords of Shadow. It goes on sale quite a bit. And yeah, give it a go. I think you'll like it, especially since the HD version is on Steam. You can play it with a proper controller instead of just the 3DS. Ooh, next up, Dot Hack Infection. Guys, it's Dot Hack. You know it's going up to Superior. I love the Dot Hack franchise. And just, this is the start. The first game isn't as good as the others, but you can see all the gears starting to connect right here with Infection. You can see that everything is slowly but surely building up from this point after. This lays a grand foundation for the Dot Hack franchise. It's essentially, it plays like an MMO, but it's single player. It's a single player RPG. It's an action RPG. And it's one of the first instances of roguelikes that I played in my life when I think about it, because, you know, using the keyword system is essentially the same as putting a seed to generate a dungeon. And you do that for, you know, creating fields and dungeons in the game. So in a sense, it's an action RPG roguelike with some set stages for story elements. It's got good side quests, it's got good the characters, there's gonna be at least one character that you will enjoy in the game, no matter what. There are so many characters in it, everyone is gonna find one they're going to enjoy. The writing is fantastic. The fact that it's a mystery. People go, oh, isn't it just like SAO? No, SAO wishes it was this, because it's not an isekai. It's not. It is a mystery JRPG. There's a grand mystery going on in the background. You don't know what's causing it. You know people are being put into comas from playing the game, but you don't know why. And it's just, you're trying to solve that as you're going through, logging in and out of the world so that you can go ahead and check things on message boards, so on and so forth, the news outlets. It's so cool. Just go play it for yourself. If you don't have the means to go play it, the full playthrough of it is up on YouTube here, so please, please, please go check out the game. You won't regret it. Next up, Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin Edition. This game is absolutely amazing. I enjoy this game. I love Dark Souls 2. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. And it's because I understand it for what it is. It is more RPG and dungeon crawler than action. Dark Souls 1 had a nice balance of RPG and action. Dark Souls 3 is all action, no RPG. And Dark Souls 2 is more heavily leaning towards RPG and less so on the action. So you have to plan things out, pay attention. You are essentially playing a rogue through the entire game. You need to keep your wits about you. And make sure that you're stocked up on your right tools and everything as you're going through. If you play with the mindset of, hey, I'm playing an RPG, you'll be fine in this game. Yes, there will be skill checks because there are a lot of ambushes and enemies in the area. And some people might go, oh man, but I don't want to switch up from my main weapon and these guys aren't weak to it, they're resistant. Well, that's why you have 3 weapon slots. You can swap between 3 weapons because this thing of don't just spec into only one weapon. This isn't a raw action game, it is an RPG. Use your tools to your advantage. Enemies wearing heavy armor are going to be more resistant to that giant blade you got there because they resist slashing. Get a mace. Buff it with magic. You'll cleave right through that armor at that point, you know? It is very much that style of game. And if you treat it more like an RPG than an action game, you will have a grand time. Next up, Metroid Prime 4. I played through this on stream, and you all saw me go through the stages of grief with this. Because at first I wanted to say it was fun. Then I realized, oh, this is really it through the entire game. And then I went, oh no, please, no, it's gotta get better. And then I went, and eventually I just kept the point going, oh no, it doesn't get better. The boss fights, for the most part, are fine. The final boss fight fucking sucks. Because it doesn't stack any mechanics. Hell, it doesn't even use any mechanics, it's just point and shoot. Which is bland and boring. And, I played through it again on my own time on hard to see if maybe it would be better on my second time through. See if maybe I was a little too harsh on Metroid Prime 4, because at first I thought this game was absolute trash. After I beat it, and I 100% beat it with all scans and items. So I did my due diligence. And after going through it a second time, I can rightfully say, with all soundness of mind, that Metroid Prime 4 has made me realize that I was too hard on Mighty Number 9. You couldn't pay me to play it again. In fact, I would pay to never touch this game again. Metroid Prime 4 is absolute trash, and anyone who likes it, I'm sorry, but you are objectively wrong. It does nothing right with the Metroid formula. It makes exploring in a Metroid game boring and tedious. That's the whole point of a Metroid game. I really hope the developers do not get to make a Metroid Prime 5. Let Metroid Prime end with Prime 4 here. It's a sour note to end on, but let it end. Let it end. We don't need any more Metroid Prime, especially if the devs are this incompetent. Because the original team is not at RetroWare Studios anymore. It's a brand new team, and you can tell they have no experience. And they don't even understand the core of Metroid at that. Shit game. Shit game. Only reason I'm keeping it is because I know eventually it's going to be a collector's item and I can sell it for a buttload of money. Anyhow, moving on from that, we have... there we go. Alright, we have Dragon Quest III, the HD 2D remake. This was my first ever Dragon Quest game, and I can safely say, holy shit, this has made one of my all-time favorite games immediately. the fact that the side quest felt like they were main quest, to the point that I didn't even pick up that they were side quests. I just thought it was main story and I was going through it. I just thought the main story was really long, but really well done. No, it's just that well made, that well written, and the exploration is so good. Creating your own party feels so much fun, and I love the fact that you can either control the characters all, or you could set them up to have their own personalities and have them do these own strategies. It makes it feel more personal. The game is just good. I am shocked that I let myself wait on playing a Dragon Quest game until this year. I am a big time fan. And it also gives me proof that over at the Square Enix, it's not the Enix side that's having a problem, it's the Square side. Enix is still doing great. Dragon Quest, mwah, chef's kiss. I know I've said that multiple times this stream, but oh yeah. Oh yeah, Dragon Quest 3, absolute masterpiece. Now for the games that I'm still currently going through on Steam. We haven't finished them, but we will sooner than later. Well, one I can go ahead and judge right now, Fire Emblem Echoes. I've played this off stream before I ever played it on stream. I'm trying to get Citra to work again so that it'll go ahead and play this properly. But Echoes, it goes to superior. One of the best stories in all of Fire Emblem. And the gameplay, perfect. Just characters, I love all of them. Even the ones who pissed me off, just thinking of, yeah, I enjoyed the characters, you know, because they were meant to do that. And it's a game where the villains, they're not morally gray. No, they are villains. Finally, there are some midway enemies who are technically villains, but they're more morally gray because, you know, it's thing of they're not really the force behind everything. But the true villains, they are always there, and they are just straight up evil and conniving. You love to hate them because they're just that evil. And I miss stories where it's a solid tale of good versus evil. We get too many gray areas in games these days. We need more solid good versus evil tales. And this gave me that. I love Fire Emblem Echoes. We got good battles, you know, because Fire Emblem has always been good on the combat. I love it. But then the dungeon crawling, where you actually get to explore the different areas around the world, that was so good. And we need that back for whatever the next Fire Emblem ends up, you know, having. I wish this game would be ported to modern hardware. Hell, I wish all the 3DS ones were ported to modern hardware, because they're now trapped on that console or through Yarhar means. But, all in all, Fire Emblem Echoes, great game. If you haven't played it, it is by far the best Fire Emblem out there. It's better than Three Houses, it's better than Awakening, it's better than Engage. And I love Fire Emblem 7, but it's better than Fire Emblem 7 in my opinion even. Please give it a try if you haven't. Alright, next up, we're gonna go through the games that I've been playing through currently. I'm not done with yet, but still playing through. Silent Hill 2. I'm having a grand time with it. I haven't seen the ending yet, so I'm not gonna put it on Superior because I don't know how the ending is, but I might change my opinion after I beat it, because right now, to me, it is an amazing game. I've been loving the shit out of this game. Just the fact that it's got so much going for it. Just the story, the psychological analyzing of everything in it, the atmosphere, the level design is really good, even if I do think that I'm going to call them dungeons, like the apartment area, the hospital, they go a little too long before they switch off to the second form, you know, the Rusted World version of it. So the dungeons do overstay their welcome a little bit. They're a little too long, but again, it's a remake of the second game. And from what I understand, it's nearly 1-to-1. So that means that was just a thing where back then, they were still getting into their groove. And I understand why people love this game so much. After I beat it, I might boost this up to Superior, because it is really well done. But yeah, for right now, it's an amazing game. I'm really glad I'm finally getting to play through a Silent Hill title. Next up we have Hollow Knight Silksong. A game that was way too overhyped for way too long, to where people aren't having as much fun with it as they otherwise would have if it just got announced, say, maybe this year and then released this year. You know, they announced it way too early to where people built it up too much in their heads. All in all, though, I will say, it's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. It's definitely more difficult than the original Hollow Knight. But overall, it is still just more Hollow Knight. It's like a Hollow Knight expansion, if I had to say anything about it. It's like a Hollow Knight expansion, but the length of a full game. And pretty much, it's more difficult because it has a lot more Classicvania imbued into its veins, which isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I think that actually makes it a little bit better than the original Hollow Knight. I love the original Hollow Knight too, but Silksong's just slightly better because it's got a slight more challenge to it, to where I'm actually having to make use of my tools along the way instead of just only my blade. Which I enjoy when games make me stack mechanics, you know? Because stacking mechanics and showing that you've actually mastered the different elements of the game, that is what makes good gameplay to me. Oh, the website froze because I've got so much going here. Hold up, give it a moment, give it a moment. It'll start scrolling again. Ah, there we go. Okay, no, not yet, okay. Okay, there we go. Last but not least, Pompous and Celine. This game me and Gwen have been trying to get through. We probably only have one stream left of it, but life just keeps on getting in the way when it comes to us being able to play. I'd say that this game, it's a good game. It's a good game. I'm definitely having more fun with it because I'm playing with Gwen, one of my all-time favorite people. And we're just having some laughs going through it, but it's definitely a thing of, yeah, it's a great game. Oh, I said good earlier. Sorry, it's a great game. It's a great game. I'm having more fun with it because I'm playing with Gwen. If I was playing it solo, I'd probably put it in good. But yeah, it's a fun time. Play it with a buddy if you can. It's an MSX classic, just brought to the modern day, and yeah, I'm glad that I'm getting to play it with Gwen. I'm looking forward to finally beating it with her. But yeah, that is all the games I played through this year, save for a couple that more or less belong on the next year list because it was so close to the end of the year. But yeah, all in all, that's what we played. So let's go ahead and look at this. Superior games this year: Monster Hunter Rise, Mega Man Legends, Bloodstained Randomized, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Crescent Tower, Resident Evil 2 modded for first-person view, Chrono Gear Warden of Time, Dot Hack Infection, Dragon Quest III the HD 2D remake, Fire Emblem Echoes. Amazing games we played this year: Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Dark Souls 1 with crowd control, Sonic Adventure 2, Castlevania Lament of Innocence, Astalon Tears of the Earth, The Rogue Prince of Persia, Final Fantasy 1, the HD Pixel Remaster. Then we got Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, the hard mode level 1 max challenge run, Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles, Shantae, Risky Revolution, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, The Last Faith, Metroid Planets, the multiplayer roguelike mode, Phantasy Star Ages to be specific, Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror Fate HD, Dark Souls 2 Scholar for Sin Edition, Silent Hill 2, Hollow Knight Silksong. Great games that we played this year, and again, these are in no particular order. Castlevania Simon's Destiny, Gundam Target and Sight aka Gundam Crossfire, Splintered, Dino Trauma, Scarmond, Crow Country, Fubuki Zero In on Hollow Earth, Dark Cloud, Zelda Randomized, Elden Ring Night Rain, He Is Coming, Azeron, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, Zelda Ancient Dungeon, Metroid Planets, the single-player remake of Metroid 1, Bloodborne, No, I'm Not a Human, Sonic with Crowd Control, Sonic Superstars with Crowd Control, Pokemon Legends ZA, Pompous and Celine, and then for the good games that we played, Mario Brothers Meet Remastered, as well as, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Level built in with it, RoboQuest, Evil Tonight, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Norikago, Devil May Cry 3, Ender Magnolia, Tosia Knight, Shovel Knight Dig, Whisper Mountain Outbreak, Co-op Kaiju Horror Cooking, House of Necrosis, and of course, It's Okay, Me-Side, Payday 2, Jurassic Park Genesis, Peak, Shantae Risky's Revenge, Flawed But Has Promise, Tyrant's Realm, Monster Hunter Wilds, Devil May Cry 1, This Ain't Great, Devil May Cry 2, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Get This Trash Out of Here, Shantae on the Game Boy Color, and I would pay to never play this again, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That's my list for this year, and again, folks, I want to say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider hitting that like button, helps quite a bit, and I will catch you next time. Peace, everybody!